Have you ever wanted to make grilled cheese in your toaster? Well, check this out. We put our bread and our cheese in the Toastabag, put the Toastabag inside the toaster, push down the arm, and let that process start. About 2.5 minutes later, and we're going to have grilled cheese. It just popped out of the toaster and it is hot, so be careful, but check out that we actually made grilled cheese in our toaster. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw in this video, we are looking at the Toastabags, so you can make grilled cheese in your toaster. That is pretty cool. You know what though? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. Well, now I've seen everything. Check this out. You can make grilled cheese in your toaster. This is Toastabags, and this package has 2 different reusable toaster bags that cost me right around $7. Let's open this up to see what it looks like. These really are just little bags. They feel like they almost have like a waxed coating. I will say the measurements are 6.7 inches across and 8.25 inches down. A concern I have is this opening doesn't look very big, so you're not going to make very big grilled cheese sandwiches. The directions are limited, but they do tell us we can do more than just cook grilled cheese. You can heat up chicken nuggets, heat up French fries. Those are things I'm also going to test out. I did see that they said these things can be used up to 50 times. That will be interesting. They're also dishwasher safe. I'm going to try that out. Let's go get our toaster, our bread, and our cheese for our first test. We are going to make a pretty basic grilled cheese sandwich. I just have some sharp cheddar cheese. I wish I had American cheese, but this is what we have. And so I'm just going to put 2 slices, 2 pieces of bread. I'm going to slide that right into our Toastabag. Oh, I can already see that that's difficult to slide in. Maybe I'll put it in sideways. All right, fits much better that way. So let's slide it all the way in. We have a nice tight fit. Now we're going to bring our toaster over and at least toast 1 sandwich. I usually use butter, and of course my grilled cheese tastes awesome. We'll see how this tastes without having the butter on the outside of the bread. Now for the moment of truth, we're going to fit it in there. I should say that I have a wide mouth toaster, so this fits in snugly. If you do not have a wide mouth, this probably won't fit because you're technically putting 2 pieces of bread in there. We're going to push this down, make sure that goes all the way down in there, and we're going to wait for this to pop up. It's a little worrisome. I see some smoke coming out from over here. I'm interested to see what that's about. Are we burning or something? Well, just a second later it popped. Let's pull it up. Look around. Does it look burnt? On that side. Well, it doesn't look burnt on the bag at least. Maybe it's a little dark right there. I'm going to try another one, but this time I'm going to turn my toaster down a little bit. I had that up a little high and it looks like the bread got a little dark. So I'm going to turn this down from 3 on my toaster to 2. Let's try that again. With our second one cooking, let's look at the one that we did first. Well, I can see it did leave some burnt bread there. Oh, at least just on one side. What I want to do though is I want to cut this in half to see how that cheese looks in the middle. Remember, we put 2 slices of cheese. Oh, it does look like it's somewhat toasted. They're not melted together all the way, but that could pass for grilled cheese. I ate 1/2 and it definitely tasted like a burnt grilled cheese. Let's take out our other one that we just cooked. Remember, I lowered that down to the second stage on our toaster, and it does look a whole lot better. Let me just cut that in half. The cheese isn't as melted as much. I guess I could have toasted it again, but I don't want it burnt. This is more like toasted bread with warm cheese in the middle. I think I'm gonna have to test it again. Now we're gonna try this again. I've changed the temperature yet again to 2.5. I guess this is a little bit of trial and error. I did like the way the bread was toasted more on the 2 setting versus the 3, but the cheese wasn't melted enough. We'll see how this works out. We've now let it cool after our 3rd attempt at making a grilled cheese sandwich. This one looks okay. That cheese does look a little more melted. Oh no, that's not melted at all. I'm gonna put it back in the bag and maybe try to toast it again. Actually put this in for another minute as to not burn the bread. That cheese does look a little more melted. I appreciate that. Let's cut it open and see inside. Okay, so that looks like a grilled cheese sandwich on half of it. The other half looks just like a piece of cheese sitting there. Maybe 2 pieces of cheese is a little much, but I do appreciate this side. It looks really good. We're going to try this for the 4th time here on camera. So this is what we're doing now. 2 pieces of bread, 1 piece of cheese. I have the machine set to 2.5. I'm going to let this go through the entire cycle. Once it pops, I'm going to drop the toaster down to 1, flip it around, and retoast it. It just popped. We're going to turn our dial down to 1. Take this thing out, flip it around, and the whole point of that is so it doesn't burn because one side of the bread was toasting more than the other. Now it's going to go in for that 1 minute, and hopefully this is the perfect grilled cheese. The toaster just popped. Ooh, it's a hot bag. Let's see if we can dump the contents out. All right, so it looks toasted on that side. It looks toasted on both sides. We might have gotten the perfect recipe of how to cook it. Let's cut it open. Oh, look at that cheesy goodness. I think we did it. It just took a little trial and error, but we made a great grilled cheese sandwich. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the Toastabags? Something you would use? Not so much? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Remember earlier how we saw you can also heat up chicken tenders and french fries? Well, I don't necessarily have that, but I do have some chicken nuggets and french fries that I bought yesterday, and these have been sitting in the fridge so they're nice and cold. You can see that our internal temperature is right around 46, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, it might even go a little lower. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pop a few of these into our Toastabags and see if we can cook them in our toaster. I put 3 in there. Probably could have fit more, but I thought that would be good for a test. What I'm going to do on my toaster is I'm actually going to put it down to the 1 minute mark, almost like what I would use to microwave these. The point of this is really to heat them up and for them to be still crispy and not soggy. Our toaster just popped after a minute. Let's dump those in. First and foremost, I want to see if the outside of these are crispy. Better than the ones that have been sitting in the fridge. Let's check an internal temperature. Remember before we were around 46. We're getting there. What I'm gonna do though is that's not warm enough for me. So I'm actually gonna put these in again for another minute. Here we go again. This definitely feels a whole lot hotter than just with 1 minute. I can hear that this sounds like it's crispy. Let's put our probe in there. That temperature is cranking. Wow, that actually was a pretty cool thing that this heated the chicken nuggets in just 2 minutes. And they're crispy and not soggy. Full disclosure, they are crispy, they are hot, but it doesn't taste the same as a fresh nugget. Last thing I'm gonna try are these fries. The funny thing is, when I put the fries in the refrigerator, this thing was full. Somebody has gotten into them and eaten them, but it's okay. We're just gonna dump the rest of them into the toaster bag because we wanna toast up our French fries. We just toasted some of our French fries. They don't feel crispy. No, definitely not crispy. I might put them in for another minute. I wasn't sure what I was expecting with the French fries. They're definitely not crispy, but they're better than if you microwave them. You know how that gets real soggy, so I guess that could be okay. Not something that I'd like to do on a regular basis though. I also noticed that all the different things that we've cooked other than the grilled cheese sort of had that toast taste to it, probably because it was heated in a toaster. The final test we're going to do is check out to see if they really are dishwasher safe. What you're supposed to do is you put them upside down on the top rack. I spread it open by some of the bars that are in there. Let's see what happens after this wash. I just opened up the dishwasher and I was really surprised to see that the bags were still standing there. I honestly thought that the power of the water and spray of these things would be gone, but they stayed in place. Now they do feel a little damp, so I'm going to let them sit there and just dry. That is cool. They actually went through a wash cycle and they appear to have been cleaned. In this video, we are taking a look at Toastabags. It's this little bag. You put your bread and cheese in there and it makes a grilled cheese in your toaster. So what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. It was $7 for 2 bags. In my opinion, that was a pretty good deal. The directions tell us that they're reusable up to 50 times. I've used one of my bags at least 20 times and it still seems to be holding up, so maybe you can get to that 50-time mark. I tried cooking and or reheating a number of different foods, and the only one I really liked the most was the grilled cheese. The other ones just didn't taste like they were supposed to. Let's talk about the actual taste of the grilled cheese. So when I make my grilled cheese typically on a frying pan, I butter the bread, I put the bread on the frying pan, it gets nice and golden, crispy, and it's delicious. Well, when you make it in your toaster, there is no butter, so that bread is extra dry or bland. I guess you could always add butter afterwards. Now, Toastabags, I believe, are trying to say that we're making a healthier alternative to grilled cheese, but in my opinion, I like it when the bread has butter on it and it is cooked that way. Don't get me wrong, it was quick and easy, and after the trial period of where I had to learn how my toaster worked with these Toastabags, it's actually pretty quick to make them. Anyway, that's my full review of the Toastabags. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I actually ran these through the dishwasher 2 times. I wanted to show you what they look like. You can see that they're not completely clean as they were from new, but I do believe that they're mostly clean. Also, I noticed that these spots where I must have burned it on the elements of the toaster, well, they're still that way. They don't look as good as they did when they were first new, but at least I know they've been to the dishwasher at least a couple times. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Toastabags. And if you like this review and you wanted to see some other ones, YouTube is going to pick one of my reviews just for you, and they're going to link it right up here. And I would love it if you would click on that link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right there. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.